Well, good evening and welcome to a free Zoom meeting for scriptwriters and filmmakers. Today is Monday, December the 20th, 2021. My name is Christine Whitlock. I'm your host tonight for our Christmas festivities. And we'll start off with introductions. And tonight we're going to be talking about protecting your IP legacy. So after all the introductions, I'll get into that topic tonight. So Sila, if you want to introduce yourself and tell us where you're from, what you've been working on.
Yes. So hello, everyone. It's been a long time. My name is Sila and I'm from Denmark, based in Copenhagen. The past few months I have been going to school, so there haven't been a lot of time where I have the energy to write, but I'm working on something very exciting and I hope that I can tell you more when we jump into 2022, because it's still just an idea, so I have to keep it, so people don't steal my idea, but it's pretty good. Yeah.
So just to remind you, this is the last meeting I'll be hosting. I won't be hosting them in 2022, but the group has decided that they're going to be hosting meetings on a monthly basis. So whoever starts that up and you'll be on this email list. So I'll give that, well, everybody will have the email list. So whoever, I can't remember who is hosting in January, that, they can contact those people.
Yeah, that'd be great. So how do I know, if I'm interested? I mean, I think Alex and I believe Pauline's here, but I think they're the ones that initiated the most, right? So
Alex isn't hosting till March, so
okay.
I can't remember who said was hosting in January, but you all have my email. So and like I said, when you get the chat and the link to this unedited Zoom meeting tomorrow on YouTube, you'll have everybody's email.
Okay, and it'll be once a month, right? Once a month, I think that's what they said. Yes. Okay, Christine, are you going to be joining still? Or?
I'm not sure. It depends what night they have and what else, because I have joined a couple other groups, so it'll depend, what's happening. Because, like I said, I'm going in different directions, and well, I'll talk about that later. Okay, Julian, cool. You're next.
Hey there. Yeah, sorry I missed the last meeting, and really sorry to hear that, at least in this form, things are going to be concluding, and we'll have to see what kind of future comes of it. So thank you, Christine, for having this. I think all of us agree that sometimes, the good thing about Zoom is that you can feel very alone sometimes in your dreams, and you might be the only person that that's trying to do things like this. And it can be good to meet other people and at least just say, as crazy as I may be, at least I'm not alone in that craziness. So it's been great to just have a place to talk to about these things. I don't have anybody besides my wife, I can really talk to about this stuff. And in life, I keep my this part of my life secret from my career, my day job, and I can say very little about.
What's your day job again? I forgot.
That's the secret. See, that's how it all works. I have to draw a very clear line between the two halves of my life, and there's not a lot of room for me to mix things in sometimes. So it's good to have a places where you can get together with other people that are writers and dreamers too, and share that dream and share our work with each other sometimes. And many of us have made connections that have extended beyond these meetings too, and that's really cool. So just thank you for that. we'll see where it goes. Right now, I'm on about page 43 or 4 of my science fiction screenplay. I always switch it up. I've done horror, comedy, action, all that. This time it's sci-fi. It's scientifically literate sci-fi. It's kind of like something grounded in a way that's kind of like Dune or Avatar, I guess. So there's a great 30-minute video today with James Cameron talking to Denis Villeneuve about comparing talk and shop, basically, two guys that have directed epic science fiction movies. So that was really good to watch today. So yeah, I'm deep in on that, and also doing a lot of stuff with Get It Made X, some interesting things, some interesting possibilities, but not too much I can talk about at the moment. So thank you.
Good. Nick.
Yeah, so hi, I'm Nick Sharma. I'm from San Francisco Bay Area, California, and I'm currently working on a family comedy drama. It is holiday focused. It focuses on a 100th birthday, and during the holidays, the birthday is actually on Christmas. So he reflects a lot of flashbacks, and it's about his kids, grandkids, and great grandkids, and different storylines. So it's a pretty complex story, kind of in the realms of like This Is Us and Million Little Things. And yeah, it's set in like metropolitan cities like San Francisco, New York, Miami, Chicago, Seattle, and the 3 different families live there. And how also I'm also adding like kind of the pandemic era, like post-pandemic. So it'll be focusing also on that and how that's affected their lives. So yeah, I mean, I'm right now just writing it. I haven't had too much time in December because there's a lot going on during the holidays, but I have a few days off, so I'm going to be kind of working on that. And then I'm going to be working on it throughout January as well. So January, February. So that's about it. Yeah. I mean, full time, I work in marketing. I'm in tech marketing, global web marketing. And yeah, I just do this on the side whenever I get the time. Pretty much I try to commit. I think a reasonable time is 5 to 6 hours a week. I think that's a good time that I can commit every week. And that's mainly like usually on the weekends or Thursday nights, or sometimes Fridays if I stay in. Try to balance everything with the social life and my nephew and my girlfriend and my job and my health, yeah, I want to continue writing. This is definitely one of my passions. So yeah. And thanks, Christine, again for initiating it. I think I learned a lot throughout the 1.5 years. And again, like I stayed consistent. I think I only missed like maybe 2-3 meetings, So I definitely learned a lot. I took a lot of notes and I have them saved in one Word doc. So I'm definitely going to reflect on it. Thanks for everybody who helped with resources and just tips, and it's been a great journey. And I did get 2 scripts done, and I feel like I grew a lot over the last 1.5 years. So yeah, I mean, I'm just going to continue learning and just getting better. And yeah, I'm hoping I'm not in a right now, I'm currently not in a place where I don't feel comfortable submitting to a producer. I do have like a 30-page short script, but I'm going to either expand that or polish it more. But yeah, whenever I'm ready, I'll try to network with the producer. I think that'll be a first step to see if, or any pre stages for submission, or something. Yeah, one of the competitions that are good, maybe Nichols, if I get the opportunity, or if Netflix has that impact one. I think that would be a goal, I think, for 2022, is to at least get one script. I'm really good, 1 or 2 that have been polished, that have been rewritten and reviewed and feedback and critiqued, and then hopefully submit by mid 2022.
Great, good. Shadow.
So I'm sorry for the noise in this location. I'm going to keep myself muted and probably even turn up my video off a bit because I'm stuck at a Starbucks in the middle of some weird long uploads to one of our sites and couldn't get away. So I'm right now today launching the website for the Independent Producers Guild. That'll be up later this evening. I'm working on it right now. The final touches for the first version. We were got all our corporate documents in last week, and we're ready to go to take memberships and whatnot. And part of the guild will have a writers section in the new year. If people want to join and take part in discussions like this, basically, maybe a little bit, well, very similar to what you've been trying to do here, and but with focusing on some different things every month, different aspects of writing and pitching and things like that. But the Independent Producers Guild is very, very focused on the independent community, which in fact is the entire community. In as much as a producer for Warner Brothers doesn't actually work for Warner Brothers. They're usually an independent producer who's been taken on to a particular show. And, so in essence, everybody's independent. But the real kind of motivation or the thing that started us towards this road was because of the changes that have happened in the film community in the last 18 months. And long story short, is the MPA, which had a consent order against it from the 50s that required that was produced under antitrust legislation. That consent order was set aside a year and a half ago on the idea that needed. But the fact of the matter is, since then, they've consolidated their control of the industry as a cartel, freezing out all independent film from most of their distribution outlets, just literally. And so we're forming partly to address that and to do what we can do to bring serious changes to the industry. One of the things we've got is something called a direct audience paradigm, where you produce, you go around all the gatekeepers and all the distributors and can get direct to the market yourself and keep all the money. So, it's there's a lot of moving parts. It's going to be interesting. Aside from that, I'm doing all my producing. So I'm going to leave it from here. And if I bounce around, I'm sorry, because I'm in this environment.
If you could put their website in the chat, please.
I will do so.
Yeah, good. Okay, good. Okay, Mwanga, Isaac, are you able to talk to us?
Yes, I'm around. Good morning from here. In Uganda, it's 3 a.m. morning. Yeah, and I haven't slept since yesterday. So I had to wait for this meeting before I went to bed. And I've been working on my script, so it's done. And we're looking forward to producing it next year. And I think it will be on screen by next year. Yeah, and next week we're doing we're doing oh my God. So
and what genre is your script?
It's an action.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And is it based in Africa, the script?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Have you got a log line you can post in the chat so we can read it?
Yeah, let me post it in the chat.
Yeah,
I'm going to post it now.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
So we can read it and give you some feedback.
Okay.
Pauline, you're looking very festive with a beautiful background.
Oh, thank you, Christine. You asked us to wear something Christmassy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, I just want to say, and I know I said some things last week, and this has just meant so much to me, this forum, and being able to get together with all of you and learn so much. And it has really been one of the major things that has helped me to move forward in this dream of mine that I've had my whole life. And so I hope that it will continue. And Christine, I hope that you will continue with us when you can. But anyway, since the last time that we met, I ended the semester, lots and lots and lots of work. It's good, that to be on break. Then at the same time, my short film that I've been telling you about, we finally finished everything. We had scheduled a premiere this past weekend, and I was making a lot of preparations, and just so much came against it. And in the end, I decided to cancel. I didn't think it was the right thing to do, especially given the high rates of COVID in Chicago right now. And so we didn't have it, but it did premiere on public access television in Chicago. I haven't seen it on the screen. I know it was not made for the television screen, so I have no idea what it looks like. But what I think would be fun, especially because we didn't have the premiere, I'm thinking about doing a live, maybe a countdown on YouTube or Vimeo or something like that. And, with all of the people who are involved and, something like that. I just feel like celebrating, even though it's just a very short film. I did it for a class. It's my first film, but it is a big deal to me. So I'm going to put in the chat when I finish talking a link to the Facebook page that I created for this short film. And you can go to that page and follow it. And you'll see when I do whatever we end up doing live. I'm not sure. Has anybody else done anything like that before? Because I don't even have a clue.
Yes, Doug has done it, and his Cinderella is running right now, and he's going to be showing us trailers after everybody's introduced themselves. So you'll have to connect with Doug, and he'll give you some pointers on how to, put that together so you can, get yourself to talk about your experience, and also your actors to talk about it, and your crew.
Right.
So that would be great. So have it like a Zoom, invite people to the Zoom meeting, and then you'd have your cast and crew talking about the experiences, and then show the short.
Okay. And I would consider doing it through Zoom over the weekend, but when I tried to play the video through Zoom, it did not play, correctly. And it was kind of halting, and, but I guess I could still just do the countdown from the Zoom, put the link in there or something, and let everybody go to Zoom.
Yeah. Or
not Zoom, I'm sorry, YouTube.
YouTube, yeah.
Right.
And then people could click on the link to go to YouTube and then see it there.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yes, I look forward to communicating with you again, Doug. One of the many people through this group that I've connected with, and just, who's been such a resource. And also, as Julian said, there are some really interesting things happening through GIM as Get It Made. And they're looking for, they're asking that we recommend new writers. So if anybody is interested, I can tell you more about it. We can communicate. And just to let you know all of the great things that are happening there, and things that I've taken advantage of as far as training, and just being a part of the community of writers and filmmakers, and just being supportive of one another. It really is a great experience. Let's see what else. I also connected with Anna Mia, and Well, she just has a wealth of knowledge. She shared so many resources with me. I was hoping she would be here tonight. Just trying to think of something else. It's just so many things going on. My head is just spinning with all of this. Oh, and another thing, I might have mentioned it, but this month I told my director that as of June 1st, I'm going to retire. And then after that, I'm going to spend my time making my dream happen. So I'm really happy. And thank you, Christine, for everything. I believe that you're responsible for where I am. I really do. I do. I learned so much here, and it's just a great place to come to and to talk to fellow writers and filmmakers here. It's been a tremendous help.
Yeah, I mean, piggyback on what Pauline said. Yeah, it's just it's great. Like, especially like for me and Pauline, like, you know, it was a huge learning curve. Maybe the, you know, Christine and other, you know, other people who've already been writing for a long time, they might have not benefited as much. But I feel like if you know, when I first joined, I didn't have any scripts on me, and the fact that I have 3 scripts, you know, nailed down, is just a huge. I mean, personally, that's been a huge effect, like positive change on my end. So I'm glad. And, you know, I think it really helped just having it 2 weeks, just, you know, because I'm motivated to actually do something and talk about it. Otherwise, if I don't, then I get lazy. So yeah, so.
And Pauline, if you could put the link for that group that says that you're looking for more writers into the chat, so it'll be there for people to check out.
Okay, I will do that. I'm going to have to look that one up, but I'm going to put the link to the Facebook page, then look that information up.
Okay, good. Vivian from hopefully warm Australia.
Hi everyone, it is really warm today. It's 34 degrees Celsius.
Wow.
I don't know how much it is in Fahrenheit. And so if you hear my birds chatting, please excuse me. I can't take him out today because it's too hot. So what I said last time, I would talk, last week, I met with a couple of friends whom I, from time to time, make films together. And they have kindly agreed to work on my rom-com. So that's really good news. And we understood each other very well. We made film together before, and we decided to finish the first draft of the script within the first couple of weeks in January, and then we start to work from there. So that's very exciting. And after that, we will make a short film. So that's all I have. And again, Christine, just echoing everyone else, I feel so thankful to be on this group, knowing so many people who are experienced and who were willing to share their resources and their knowledge and encouragement. And thank you, mostly to you, for doing this every 2 weeks. It's a lot of work. And I hope to keep on seeing you.
Well, you have my email.
Yeah, I keep in touch, definitely.
Yes. Good. Pat. Well, I see Pat now every Wednesday at the Stage 32.
Writers' Room, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it last week?
Yes, yeah. That was good hearing them pitch.
Yeah, pitches is generally the second week, and it's an education.
Yes, yeah.
The Writers' Room is a big education. It's a there's a lot of instruction. And also not as much give and take within the room itself like we have here. Because it's Jason has it's pretty much structured, but if you come in 15 minutes earlier and Kay is on, she will just talk about anything, and it gets really interesting then. Hello, everybody. I'm Pat in sunny Florida. We're still in summer here. I heard back from that second lead you gave me, Toby. Unfortunately, they are in the UK and they just went into another lockdown, so he is not taking new scripts at this time. But he did make contact. That's good. I'm working on the notes that Jerry gave me for Vermin. Just cutting out a few bodies by consolidating some actions, and I think it will help at all. And I'm still working on my sci-fi detective script. I started at the back and I'm working my way forward, and it's working out pretty good for me. I'm coming up with a couple of new ideas to elevate scenes and get all the pieces in place without stumbling over things. What else? I emailed Alex French, whom I met through here. Actually, the first meeting I was at, I met Alex, and so far, she's aiming for a January shoot for my short, the little 3-page sci-fi horror thing. Hopefully that goes off. We'll see what happens with the Omicron and whatnot, because she's up in Hamilton. And just trying to keep my head on straight with the holidays and everything else.
Yes, yes, good. So Doug, congratulations on your Cinderella, the shoe fits.
Thank you, Christine, for being there for opening night. I noticed you were there and a number of other folks that I invited. So just to share with the group, we did have our share of opening night jitters and technical challenges, so I apologize for that, Christine. But it has since morphed, and a lot of those technical glitches and things are now gone. So it's running very seamlessly. Like after Friday night, we had an afternoon Saturday and a Sunday evening and a Sunday matinee, and the next 3 performances were so much better, like seamless. No technical glitches, no internet drops. So unfortunately for the opening night, it was almost like a preview kind of thing. So I invite you to come back, Christine, to see another viewing of it for sure. Just to share with the group very quickly, I had 26 artists involved from all over the United States and Canada, as far away as Chicago, California, New York City, and Connecticut, all across Canada, as far west as Vancouver, as far east as Montreal. We had a good opening weekend. The funny thing was, it's just, I call it like a perfect storm, because Friday was not only the premiere for Cinderella the Shoe Fits, it was also the premiere for Nightmare Alley. It just happens to be the same day, and that's the show that I was doing some background work with. And it was a film directed by Guillermo del Toro, and I think produced by Bradley Cooper, who stars in the film, which is a remake of a 1940s or 50s film. So it's just a perfect storm that both were happening that day. So we've had 4 screenings. We have 5 more to come. Doing some heavy promo right now. We did some Facebook boosts today to try and reach people all over North America who are interested in theater, musical theater, and pantomime. So hopefully we'll reach a wider audience. We're also doing some advertising on Broadway World in the Toronto edition. So it has regional editions for that, which is cool. Let's see what else here. To give you guys an idea of my process, I've been quarantined for the last 3 weeks, ever since we ended our rehearsals with the group, kind of doing my editing. So not only was I editing hours and hours of footage to get it down to what it is, but also music selections as well, and trying to get the voices to sync up with the backing tracks. Ooh, that was quite a bear to do all of that, but I did it. Let's see, what else here? The other challenge was having those character faces, which I shared with you guys the last couple times that I was on. For some people, depending on the technology or the date of their desktop or laptop computer, um, it actually worked for some of them, but for others it didn't work. So what they had to do was send it to me. What I did is I put it on my one desktop computer and then actually scanned it kind of with my own laptop, and then it magically transformed the face for the video. So it's like a double the process, but we made that work as well. We had some really accomplished vocalists involved from all over North America as well. One girl who stood out, and maybe you picked up on it too, Christine, was our Cinderella. She's
Yes.
yeah, she's actually vocally trained and has appeared on things off Broadway in New York City. She's based out of Boston, and that's Maria Trentamata. So she did an awesome job as well. As Christine mentioned, I have a couple really quick trailers. They're only like virtually less than a minute each, but that's what we're doing. It's a heavy promotion right now. But before I show those, I do want to do a shout out to Christine in French, un grand merci. So a big thank you is what that means for providing this forum for us as script writers, as newly fledged filmmakers, providing a positive kind of forum to discuss. And as others have mentioned, appreciation from each other and sharing with each other, because I don't pretend to know all the answers, but I learned so much from each and every one of these sessions. And I've only been involved for the last few months. So I really do appreciate having tagged into this group, and I can see these connections continuing in the future. And I definitely want to keep in touch with you, Christine. And if any way I can help anyone in the room or anyone else with anything technology-wise, or in creating trailers for any of your programs coming up, just let me know how I can support you, like you're supporting me with your thoughts, and each and every time we meet. The big thing too with the premiere was everybody was done one-on-one. So we did filming with people by Zoom or on their phones. All the filming was done that way. People knew their own little piece of it, and they'd seen each other in the rehearsals, but they didn't see how it all came together until Friday night. So some of them were just blown away. It's like, whoa. And they couldn't believe the backgrounds. I found a lot of virtual backgrounds, which you wouldn't normally see in Zoom. You'll notice the one that I have tonight is kind of glitching. It's on a video loop, and every so often it'll kind of shake or whatever. But I found some ones that have like sound effects in them, and they were just so vibrant, so that really made the characters pop on the screen. I don't know if you'd agree with that, Christine, or not, but
yes, some of the backgrounds were spectacular. Yes, the castle ones.
yes, yeah. And it just so happened that the color scheme of the people were the costumes that I'd sourced out, I talked to you guys about back in Halloween, right? From Value Village or from different places, half off. Those costumes really matched with the virtual backgrounds, and that's totally random. Like I just happened to find ones that kind of the color palette really worked. Okay, so let me stop talking and let me show you guys a trailer. And Christine, I think you just need to let me screen share. I think that's all.
Okay, and I go down to, is it more?
Share
screen.
Share screen and click on the little right arrow to the right of it, and then I think I can get in.
To advanced sharing options or multiple participants?
Yeah, multiple participants, that would do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm in. Thank you. Okay, give me a second, guys. Just gotta find the right spot here. Okay, share my sound and my video. The neat thing was in iMovie, I think I mentioned this before, guys, that they have sample trailers. So I worked off of a template, and I was just working on this earlier today. So you guys are seeing this virtually the same day that I created it, which is really cool. And this one is called the holiday template, which is really cool as well. So it works out nicely with Christmas. And I tried to get all the buzzwords and everything in there that I wanted. Here we go. And I'll share one more with you guys, which is a totally different feel for the show. This one focuses more on the evil stepmother and her daughters. Okay. Who actually, the two stepdaughters were played by two men in drag. And Christine, you might have noticed that their faces kept morphing because the computer program didn't know if they were male or female, which is cool. This one's called All in the Family. And one last one, which is a traditional fairy tale version. And then that'll do it. All right, guys, just thought I'd share that.
Yes, that's lovely.
One I think challenging thing too was I think I had like about 6 hours of footage to get down to 3 hours, which is crazy once we started the editing process. And to me, I think this show, it is on the long side, but I would say it tends to be sort of like it could easily be 30-minute episodes in a web series. You know what I mean? Because there's so much story to it and so much backstory. I really delved into the Black Widow, the evil stepmother character. So she has a whole backstory and background as well, which is really cool. And I even used a device where her life was in black and white until she found her true love, and then her life became Technicolor, just like the Wizard of Oz.
Good, great.
All right.
Okay, myself, Christine Whitlock. I'm in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. And I had finished my Christmas toy maker Christmas romance script. And I had been to the AFM online conference, and RB from Stage 32 on his webinar said you need to ask for 3 coverages, which I paid for in Canadian dollars. It was $770 for 3 coverages. It was eek, you know. So the first one, I got a discount through Alex. He had sent me a link for script readers, and they did get me the coverage in 3 days. So that was great. Now, the gentleman who writes scripts for Hallmark, he got it to me in 3 weeks. My Stage 32 producer that I sent it to, who was looking for Christmas scripts, it's been over 4 weeks, and I still haven't gotten the coverage. I've contacted Stage 32 twice. They were shocked again today that I still haven't got the coverage. They're gonna, you know, ask the producer, you know, why I haven't. I know Alex gave me a link to Jason to contact about this, and I did, but, you know, nothing's happened. And so, you know, like, I'm very disappointed when they said you're going to get your coverage within 3 weeks, and it's, you know, 4.5 weeks now. So, you know, when you're asking for coverage, make sure you find out what time deadlines they have, and, you know, what is going to be said or done if they don't give it to you on time. Now, Stage 32 did give me a credit so I could get a free webinar, but, you know, I'm still waiting. Now, I am taking Roadmap Writers Career Counseling, and I found out through our Saturday, once a month, we have a Zoom meeting where we can ask questions of our career counselor and her other participants, various questions. Now, the one thing I asked, because I heard something in the Stage 32 writers room about Hollywood being shut down now, and she confirmed that now Hollywood is shut down until the 3rd week of January. You cannot send out query letters or emails or phone calls to agents or production companies because they're on, you know, holiday hiatus. Now, some web services do keep sending out producer queries, like today, script writing staffing sent out some queries, and I know Inktip will. And I'll have to check on Network ISA on the weekend, because I do that on Saturdays to see if they have any new producer requests. So, you know, now you have to be shut down until then. And another question I asked about the roadmap writers was about if anybody had been to EFM, the European film market, because I met a writer at the AFM online, and he went in and he queried lots of producers the end of January before the conference started the first 2 weeks of February. So today I went and applied online. You have to apply to get into EFM. You can't just pay your money. They have to vet you out. So you have to send them a resume. You have to send them your website. And I was surprised because I thought, EFM, European film market, that they would be mostly just for filmmakers and distributors. But I couldn't believe when they had a listing for script writers. So I was able to click on that. And, I put down, of course, for the online virtual one, because I'm not planning to go to Germany in February. Because right now things aren't too good COVID wise. So hopefully, it'll be like AFM, it'll be at least part of it online. Like right now, they're still planning to have both actual and virtuals. So, the price right now, because I missed the December 6th early bird, so it's 149 pounds. So it was 50, or is it 159 pounds? Well, anyways, it was 50 pounds more than the early bird of December 6th. So we'll see if I get accepted and continue on there. So another thing with Roadmap Writers, they're having their own conference. I think it's February 7th and 8th. And if you apply by this week, the 23rd, they will team you up. You submit a log line, and then they team you up with a producer, and you get in with that. So I'm going to see about, since my Christmas toy maker isn't fully finished, because I need to make some changes to the script. I want to see about promoting my small town mystery series, the pilot that I had written, the Christmas thefts mystery, and see what happens like that, because they're all saying that TV series are what everybody's looking for. So even if you submit a feature, they may say to you, can you make it into a series? So you have to think about that too. Can you, like Doug said, his 3 hour could be split into 6 episodes. So you have to think about that. Can you make it into that sort of thing? Now, the other thing, I got contacted by Roku that they want to post these free Zoom meetings that I've produced onto their channel. I'm not going to be getting any money or anything for it, but I'm not getting anything from YouTube now. So they sent me to legal papers I have to read through to see what they say. So I'll do that, sometime in the next week or so. And then, like I said, this is the last one. So the 21 episodes of this series will, continue on YouTube. And, I'll let you all know if they're all going to be going on to Roku, so that, if you said or done anything like Vivian did when she gave her talk about her documentary, that she can say, watch this episode of this Zoom meeting, because, I have my talk on there. So you'll have it in both locations on YouTube and Roku. Okay, so if nobody has anything pressing until later, I'll start with our topic for tonight, which is protecting your IP legacy. So one of the gentlemen that I had spoken to at the AFM online, we had talked about legacy, and he said that there was a society in the UK, a writers' society, that will have writers legacies and their estates and keep control of it and sell or license the use of their writing, and they take on the money to carry on their society. Now, I haven't found any other ones, and it's in the document that you'll get tomorrow, but it's a societyofauthors.org in the UK, but it seems that these writers are all well known and have, you know, a body of work. Now, I didn't go through all of them, but you'll be able to go through and check out their work and how this society does that sort of thing. Now, it's certainly an opportunity for somebody to take on. I'm not going to do it, but, you know, somebody who wanted to start a website and solicit writers or filmmakers to say, you know, for protecting your IP legacy, especially like I said, in my case, my family's not interested in my, you know, 4 feature films and my various short films that I've produced and what's going to happen to them. So whether somebody could take it on and make movies, I think I said that I'm going to be contacting the actor who was in the 3 movies that got onto Netflix, if he would like to control those movies and all the endless film tape and everything that I have, because, well, of course, he's a lot younger than me, and, you know, and he might find somebody who can do something with the footage, because, you know, if you can make more films out of it, especially with green screen these days, you know, you can put people in front and write the script and make more stories. Okay, so it says here that there's 10 things that you should think about for protecting your IP legacy. Your strongest protection is to register all your IP assets early. It says copyright registration permits you to sue infringers and, if successful, to collect damages. Now, with the WGA and also the WCA in Canada, they only give you protection for 5 years, but as far as I understand, they don't give you any court protection. But if you go to the Copyright Office for the US, or well, for the US, it has a copyright term of life of the author plus 70 years after the author's death. So for each property, it's $45. And then in Canada, it's $50, the life of the author plus 50 years. Now you have to remember, those are 2 separate countries. So if you want to protect your property, you'd have to register in both of these countries. And what about the other 200 plus countries in the world? You don't have protection. So I do have a website that you can check out in the US. It says stopfakes.gov. So it talks about how to protect your work outside of the US. Okay, 2, keep your secret ideas or inventions just that, secret. Avoid talking about them in public places, especially airports, and give only the necessary information to outsiders, such as investors and lenders. So, which brings me to the point that I tried to stress enough. Use non-disclosure agreements before sharing any information. You know, I think, you know, it's all right for us to share the log lines. And, you know, but I think anything beyond log lines and synopsis, I'd certainly make sure you have a NDA. If this is not possible to achieve your objectives, such as presenting to an investor, at the very least, include a confidentiality agreement as part of your business plan, because all of these producers are seeing all different kinds of stuff, and it could be so close to yours. And we've seen how there's been disputes in the media. Educate yourself on IP and pass it on. It says it is critical that every employee or family member named in your estate be aware of the intellectual property you own. But again, like I said, only if they're interested. If they're not interested, then they're not going to deal with it properly. And educated on the strategic importance of protecting that property. Make sure everyone understands the different types of IP and the costs and strengths of each. So who do you get to help you with this legacy? So you would go, depending on where you are, pardon me, and what services these different people are able to give you is, banks, lawyers, accountants, financial advisors, and like I said, check into what the government, your government can do for you. Evaluate your ideas. Effectively protecting your IP can get expensive, so it is good due diligence to conduct a full audit, assign a book value to each property, and prioritize it in order of securing legal protection. Well, we know that WGA and WCA, that they have a minimum for scripts. So you can say, my script based on WGA can get, I don't know if it's 75,000 now for up to 120 pages. And then they have prorated as for short. So you can say, my script is worth X amount of dollars at this point in time. And of course, you've heard of scripts being bought for millions of dollars. So it's at least people have a starting point, and this is legit. WGA is a legit resource. Create a paper trail and document everything. This can serve as proof of your idea if challenged in court one day. Make sure to include relevant dates where possible, because the first date of use is critical in legal matters. So when you first come up with the idea or the first of your script, keep that date on it. And then as you get into different revisions, date it at a different date with each new revision, if that's the case. Establish an IP portfolio by conducting regular audits, including expiration and renewal dates and royalty payments. Surprisingly, a large number of firms pay for licenses to protect their technologies, only to let them lapse. So if you're only protecting your work through the WGA because it costs $20 US compared to $45 through the government, you don't want to do that right now. You're short of change. You got to remember that WGA is only good for 5 years. So, so in 5 years, you have to decide, am I going to do WGA again, or am I going to, copyright it? I've got the money right now, and it's going to be longer. Decide how you want your IP managed during your lifetime, and make sure this is reflected in your estate plan documents. For instance, if you want it to generate income for you now and then be passed on to your family after your death, or do you want it to be sold while you are still living? So anybody who has like a YouTube channel or website that they're generating money at the viewing of their work, then you have to keep track of that. And the thing is, things change. People buy companies and websites and things. So you, like they said, you should do a once a year audit of where you're making money and make sure it's still the same company and the same website so that you don't lose your money. Decide how you want your IP managed after your death, and also make sure this is reflected in your estate documents. Do you want it to be transferred through lifetime gifts or as a bequest after death to a list of beneficiaries chosen by you? Have you named those beneficiaries in your will? Now, the other thing I could do, there's a couple of film groups in my town that I could bequest my films to. You know, that's something that I can also consider. Or the school that, you know, you took your courses from, that sort of thing. If they can generate any money, or can it be put in their library? Because sometimes it's not always possible to get it in a general library, your films, but in a private library, like a school in that, because you were a student or a professor there, they may take on your work so that the students and faculty and other library tenants could take advantage of it. Get your IP appraised. Patents, copyrights, and trademarks can be highly valuable, and a professional appraisal needs to be conducted before that value can be monetized and properly accounted for in your estate plan. Like I said, if you haven't sold these stories, at least you have a basic value through the WGA. Now, with films, I'm not sure where you'd get that value. I'm quite sure if that was research, you'd be able to get that. So I've provided the links on these things, and you can delve more into it at your leisure. So Rosie's joined us. Rosie, can you come back and tell us where you're from and what you've been working on?
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. It's been a long day today. I'm sure everyone has had a busy couple of weeks. I'm from Toronto, Canada, currently in Toronto. And over the last 2 weeks, I was supposed to, I think, do a little bit more writing and start on maybe like a feature, either comedy or drama. I didn't really do that, but I was thinking, so I think by the new year, I do have an idea for a comedy pilot. And so I'm going to try that out and see how that goes. And if that all goes well, then I'm going to, again, try to finish at least one drama feature, one comedy feature as well. And then I feel like I'll probably open up to doing some other kind of writing as well. So that is all for me.
Yeah, because that's what my roadmap writers coach said, you know, while you're waiting for the holidays to be over so that you can start pitching the end of January, keep writing, you know, write. So, and don't forget, every time you get an idea, you know, have a book handy nearby the television, because I'm watching all these Hallmark movies and, you know, writing down things that are different from one to the other. And you know, other things that you might come up with.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, we're all kind of just maybe waiting for the next break, or like when, you know, the next big meeting is with whoever, but I need to develop my own portfolio just so I have that there and then periodically update it. So I will be very happy when that is kind of settled.
Great, good. Silla has her hand up.
Yeah, I need to go because
Okay.
I have a test tomorrow at school and it's at 2 a.m. here, so I need a couple of hours of sleep. But I just want to
Great, yes.
thank you, Christine, so much. And I wish you all a joyful Christmas, and I hope we will see each other next year. Okay?
Yes, and you have my email. Let me know what your project is about. You didn't
Yes.
tell us what it was about, but tell us in the new year what you'll be working on.
I will do that for sure. Thank you
Good.
so much.
Great, good.
Bye
Merry
bye.
Christmas.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Stella.
Christine,
Yes.
I forgot to mention to everybody tonight, like a big drum roll. We've already raised over $1,200 for food banks.
Wow.
Yeah, in the last few weeks. So we're trying to about 60% of our way there, and we're just trying to reach that $2,000 mark. So we're 60% of the way there, and we've got 10 more days to go. So I think we're in great shape.
Great, great. Yes, yes. So we can go around the room and find out, what are your plans for 2022? What are you gonna, what writing or filmmaking goals have you got? Julian?
Hey there. The small independent press I'm close to is taking a look at my novel right now. The co-founder had a medical emergency, and so things are delayed a little bit, but I'm waiting to hear back from them on if they can move forward with that. They're people I respect. They're both artists in their own right. So it's a small group, but hopefully get published with them and become a published novelist. If they don't want it, then I guess I'm going self-publishing on that route, and we'll do that. So I'm working on this screenplay. I'm kind of in act 2. It's a science fiction script I've had to build a world around, and I'm often having to add to that world as I go, as the story needs it. I'm not inventing any languages yet, but I do have to try to go back into the histories of these species, that there's no human characters in the story. There's some that are maybe a little human-like sometimes, but I'm making a very alien sort of story, but one that's familiar in other ways. But also I have some philosophical religious angles I want to get into there as well. So I have a big picture. It's just like I'm just making the sausage right now, trying to make it work. If I pull it off, it'll be pretty special, I think. Get it made. There's a possibility. They are expanding, and that's one thing they've been talking about, is that they're starting to be interested in more. The whole thing is about making a proof of concept, but they're finding that these proof of concept scripts are also something that are attracting producer attention. I had a meeting with a producer the other day. It went well. He wants to talk more. So there's also a possibility that I know I'm being recommended to be a story producer in association, but I haven't gotten it yet, just that I'm being recommended for that. But that would be someone that would be allowed to not just give feedback on a script, but also possibly go in and make edits and all to enhance it and such. So, and that could be for money, could be for credits, we'll see. But be careful about counting your chickens, folks. I've done it too many times. You get your hopes up and things fall through. Yeah, it's part of the business. You got to be ready for it. But I'm just saying, not in the bag yet. But these are hopeful things. Those are my hopes for next year. So that could be pretty cool. So, and always trying, always pushing, always trying to find somebody that's into the Marx Brothers to get a new Marx Brothers comedy going. My friend Gary hasn't been here a while, but Gary is doing well. So we talk a lot about his successes. He's getting things actually made, and it's pretty cool. And he tells me about, he's actually got an opportunity to shoot the making of documentary behind one of his projects getting made. I don't know if you guys remember Gary, but great guy. So and he wants to produce Poppycock one day. So when sometimes you know people, sometimes their successes can spread, and also hopefully the good luck spreads, and hopefully good luck spreads to you guys as well with your future projects.
Great, good. So Nick, you've got that holiday drama to work on. You said in January and February.
Yeah, so that's my plan. January up to February. I'll focus on that. It's a holiday family comedy drama. I already kind of told the storyline. So, and then February is I was writing Luna Weds Muna, the cross cultural rom-com. I have 30 pages in, but I'm gonna just focus on that in February and just do the rewriting, go back to it, try to submit it to get some feedback, maybe get, to see if I can get a script doctor or expand on it. So it's maybe 60 pages. So let's see, I'll play around with that one. So those are the three scripts that I worked on last year. And I mean, I've been talking about it throughout the whole year about the rom-com Luna Weds Muna, the suspense Laura Williams Face of the Milk Carton 1994, and the holiday comedy family drama. So those are the three scripts I worked on, and they're about 20 to 30 pages each right now. So I'll continue, over the next year, the next 4 or 5 months, I'll continue expanding them, rewriting them, get as much feedback as I can from people who do want to review it. And on top of that, there's 2 to 3 other ideas I have for next year. One is the documentary on farmers' protest in Punjab, which was a huge issue in 2020. So I want to kind of look into that, do some research. I haven't started it, but I mean, that's next year. And I think I got my next idea during our last call when we talked about Christmas in India. So I want to start, I was thinking of incorporating that in my holiday family comedy drama I'm currently writing, but I think it would be too complicated. So I think I'm just going to do a separate one, a short or maybe a series, and work on that. So maybe also work on those 2 and see if I can pull something up. So in addition, I'll continue expanding my scripts, rewrites, get as much feedback as I can, network, while I'm writing these scripts, continue networking, look at like the top 2-3 competitions. I know you guys said, try being mindful or try to, be really choosy on which competition. So, I mean, it seems like Nichols, and I guess there's another one, 1 or 2, the top 2. So I'll see if I can submit it once I have everything polished and if I meet the criteria. And then the Netflix impact, if there's anything, I'll keep revisiting the website. And then maybe any table reads, if I get any emails about table reads within the group, attend that, or any, webinars, or pretty much. If this group continues 2022 once a month, then I'll join this as well. So and then if Christine, if are you still going to be sending maybe emails, like things that you've heard of?
Based on your interests, yes, of what you told me.
Okay.
If I come across anything, I'll certainly send it off, because I know you're interested in rom-coms and Vivian and
Holiday,
Rosie. So I've sent them off, in Hallmark, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that'd be
I
great.
get that sort of information that I'll certainly keep you informed as I become informed.
Okay, and if I have any questions, I'll reach out.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Good.
And if you're in San Francisco Bay Area, if any of you guys are in, I'm right 15 minutes from the Netflix campus and like 25 minutes from Pixar. So if you guys have any leads there, or if you guys are already here, I'm also pretty close to LA. I'm literally 4.5 hours from LA, so a drive. So if you guys are near San Francisco Bay Area in the future, feel free to message me. We can get coffee, lunch.
Yes.
Non-virtual.
Okay, Shadow, what's happening with your, all of a sudden I can't think of the famous woman singer.
Eartha Kitt.
Eartha Kitt, yes.
Eartha Kitt. Well, I think last time I mentioned we're putting together our crowdfunding campaigns for the music merchandising, and that will launch probably mid-January here on Indiegogo and in the UK on a platform called Greenlit. And I'm still putting together the producing team for the actual music. So we're doing that. And forming the next group to shoot the next episodes of Sin 13, which I've been working on for the last year. So, Nick, I wanted to say I'm in LA, so if you're down this way, give me a.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
So
Yeah. I'll get. I don't know if I have your email. I'll just send my email out to you.
Sure, it's always in the thing. So I'm doing that. That's a lot of moving parts on that Eartha Kitt thing for the music and for the movie and all that stuff, because we have to do some of the music. It's basically a merchandising section for the music, but some of it we have to do for the film proper itself. And the issue with that is that we don't have the synchronization licenses, so we don't know which music we're going to have in the film at this point. And also, of course, those sequences haven't been shot, so how that works out, we haven't worked that out yet. But primarily, it's a merchandising push and to allow grassroots support, because through the direct to audience initiative that we're working on through Fast TV, we're completely changing our model. And also that works with the Independent Producers Guild as well. Through that, we're going to control distribution of the Eartha Kitt film directly worldwide. So there's a lot of interesting things on that working. So I'm very busy. As I said, we're launching the website tonight for the IPG, and anybody involved in independent film, a lot in anywhere from the process, from the creators, writers, up to the executive producers, and even distributors, although probably they're not that interested, should be involved, because our interests are very different from mainstream and getting more so. And, Nick, I'll give it to you in a second. So what else? Well, yeah, I just wanted to mention regarding copyright, because I'm an entertainment attorney, lawyer from Vancouver and in LA, and I can I would be remiss if I didn't say registration with the WGA or the CGA is pointless, absolutely pointless. You're just giving them money. There's no point at all. If you want to protect your copyright, other than having it, in your pocket, register it with the government registration, copyright registration, period. There's something called poor man copyright, where you mail yourself a copy and everybody says that's a waste of time. It kind of sort of is in terms of proving your copyright. But WGA registration is a paid version of poor man's copyright. That's all it is. It doesn't give you any rights whatsoever, but you still have to prove you own it. So don't bother. If it makes you feel good, go ahead. It's only $20 or something, but do not register the WGA and fail to register at the federal level, because the federal level is where you get your protection. So I just thought I'd better mention that. There you go. That's it. Everybody have a good Christmas holiday. I've really enjoyed these get-togethers, and I'll be part of the, hosting one or more of them in the very near future. And I'll also mention, anyone who's interested, I have a 6-part series on production management, navigating production, starting in January. And I don't have the link with me, unfortunately. They're in the evenings in January. And it goes from development all the way through to distribution. And it's pretty comprehensive. It's the 3rd time I've done it. And we're getting, they keep asking me to do it again. It's free through a charity called Women in Entertainment. You don't have to be female to go up to it, but it's free. And if you want, I can send it out to everybody, in a reply to whatever email comes up. But you might be interested in doing it. There you go. Everybody have great holiday season. And thank you, Christine, for doing these. It's been very, very helpful, and I think important for a lot of people. I appreciate your time and your effort.
Merry
Pauline.
Christmas, Shadow.
Pauline, so you're going to be seeing about hosting your short film, and you're going to be working on what else in the new year?
Well, I wanted to say something to Shadow. Could you please share with us the crowdfunding information as well as information about the class? I'm interested in both.
I sure will. Thank you for asking. I will do that.
Oh, thank you. And Christine, just a quick question. You mentioned Roku, and someone approached me last week and asked if I would put my content on Roku on his channel, or he said that he had bought the network. I think I'm using the correct words. He bought a network on Roku, and he wants to give me a channel to put my content. I don't really know what that means. I've been doing some research, but you mentioned it. And someone told me that it was basically like a YouTube. Can you tell me what is your understanding of it?
Well, that's why I have to read the 2 documents that they send me. I have to sign these documents to get my Zoom meetings copied onto their channel. So they, like you said, they're offering me my own channel, because YouTube gives you a free channel.
Right.
And you can post, as many things on it. And I think there is a way to monetize on YouTube, but I haven't checked into it because, I'm not getting that many hits on it. So I have to do more research on Roku and find out, the advantages of having it there. It's probably a different, it could be a different audience or a duplicate audience, but it doesn't matter. It's more eyeballs,
Right.
so
I have Roku
happens.
actually. I've been using Roku for 2-3 years actually, and I like it. It's pretty much kind of a central streaming where you can stream. You could like Netflix, Hulu. It's a way to just stream a bunch of channels.
So I guess they're looking for free content to fill.
Yeah, so there is a Roku. So when you open the Roku, you can choose Netflix, Sling. There's Hulu. All of them pretty much Prime, but there's a Hulu one, and then when you click on it, there's internal independent shows. I haven't watched that many Roku ones, but yeah, I mean I have it. I can, if you have any questions, I can tell you how it is.
Add in here, Roku is what we call a set-top box, what we in the industry calls OTT, which means over the top. So they came out a number of years ago. There's Fire TV. There's a number of them. Apple has its own, and they go on top of your box, and basically they hook in through the internet and hook onto your smart television. All right. So it's free, to my knowledge, to create your own Roku channel. Their paradigm just changed, literally last month. They used to have advertiser feeds, but their monetization policies have changed, and I'm not sure what they are right now at all, actually. I know it used to be potentially pay you a bit, and apparently they're making their own cash grab on it. So I don't know what that is. It's a little bit technical to set up, but it is free. And it streams to smart TVs or anybody who has a Roku device, one of those 2 things. Okay. So you can run your own channel basically, but you have the difficulties, of course, of getting heard over the crowd like everything else, marketing wise, but you can monetize it different ways. So it's your own, consider it's your own TV channel, period. And it's, as I said, it's free to set up, but it's a little technical. But all the stuff is on the Roku site through it, developer downloads and whatnot. I don't know if that helps. But.
Yes, it does. Thank you. Thank you. So in the coming year, I plan to focus on my feature and just try to move forward with that. And I'm getting help through GIM, through Get It Made. they've brought on some new producers. One is well, I guess both of them are directors, but I spoke to one of the directors, and you know, I asked him, I said, well, how can I get you to work with me? And he said, all you have to do is hire me. And so I thought, and he has done about 30 different films. And so I'm slowly getting my team together as well. I'm raising money. And so I'm going to focus on that. But this is going to be my year of transition, transitioning from education after 36 years. But I've always been an educator, you know, in some way, and just doing what I've always wanted to do. And I look forward to it. And thank you again, Christine.
And make sure you keep us, you know, contacted and let us know, like I said, when your short becomes visible so we can all watch it. Great.
I certainly will. Thank you.
And Vivian, so you've got your rom-com that you've got to finish by January, so you've got a deadline.
Yeah, so the three of us, the other two who will be writing with me, we've agreed that we want to have the first draft finished mid-January. And then we will start revising, and then sometime in February, I will send that script to the producers I have promised. At the same time, sorry, I will be, and then after that, I will work on a script that I started before I worked on this rom-com. It was a dramedy. So I will work, that's a feature script. So I will work on that script, and the three of us have agreed that we will work on each other's script. So one person already have an idea of a comedy. I think it might be a series, it might be a web series, it might be a TV series. And the other person has a feature script story. So we will be working each other's script, and we've also decided that we will be shooting maybe not the whole film, but maybe a short story from our script or a TV pilot. And we started a production crew several years ago, and people has gone different ways, but we still have equipment. The person, Nyomukul, who is one of the person who worked with me, he's an editor, and he's also a camera person. But we have friends who are DOPs, and they're willing to work with us. And we also, so what we will really need is to find a sound person. And we're set.
Great, good. So Pat, you've got your horror to do some tweaking on, and your sci-fi.
My sci-fi, yeah, I've got the horror script, The Vermin. I've got another contained thriller that hopefully I can get sold with the whole COVID nonsense going on still. That's my main focus this year, reaching out to producers, looking for someone to produce this stuff. I'm looking for showrunners to learn more about getting a television series on air. That's what I really want to do. And writing, always writing.
Keep on writing.
That's the way I live. I write.
Good, good. Well, I'll be seeing your face at least once a week at the writers' room.
Yeah, we have this week coming up. It's an assignment week based on the talk that we had in the beginning about developing the B story and how it affects the A story. But next week is the one you really want to be there, where it's an open forum.
Good, good.
I had a quick question. So what's the writing forum? What is that?
That's through stage 32. It's
Okay.
something you pay for monthly.
Okay.
$33 per month is the,
Canadian, 39 American. It's a writer's room.
Writer's room. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and
You
it
can
is-
Is
find
there
it
a
on
link?
stage
Or
32.
do you have a link?
Find it on stage 32. It's up in the right-hand corner, and it'll give you all the information there on how to join in.
Okay. Okay. Great.
stage32.com. Yeah. and
Christine, you
it's-
mentioned that you were also part of a few other groups in 2022. Like what?
No,
Which
the
ones are
roadmap writers.
roadmap writers? Okay.
I'm doing the career counseling. So we meet twice a month. You can email her questions, and then once a month we have a Zoom meeting for an hour and a half with everybody that they check in on what you've been doing, and then you can ask questions.
How
Christine,
do I
may
get?
you have a
Is
quick
that
question?
free too, or is that?
Oh, no,
complimentary?
no, it's none of this stuff's free. No.
Very expensive.
Yes.
Christy, may I ask you a quick question? You mentioned at the beginning that is it Roadmap that, sorry, that requested that you have coverage on your script in order to get into the program?
No. That when I went to AFM Online, one of the webinars, RB, who is the founder of Stage 32, recommended that you get at least 3 coverages of your script. And that's what I did for this. I used to only get 1 coverage before.
That's expensive.
No, that's what I said, $770
That's
Canadian.
really expensive.
Very
yeah.
expensive. Now, of course, if you have screenwriter friends who you trust and are good, they can give you coverage, of course, right? But you just can't ask anybody to give you coverage because a script is not a book, right? You need people who understand the format and what should be in it. So, so of course, these first 2 coverages that I've gotten back, they have legitimate things saying that I need to change in my script. So, and of course, moving forward, I'll do that again, with other scripts. Okay, Doug, are you going to be planning for something new for next Christmas?
Yeah, so just to share what I'm doing between now and the end of the year. So we still have 5 more screenings of Cinderella the Shoe Fits. As a little bit of, I'm going to say reward for my cast, I'm going to be giving them IMDb credits and Mandy credits and some footage for their actor reels, which I look forward to doing in January, which I think is only fair because I haven't paid them a cent, but they've been given of their time, their volunteer time, and that was what we agreed to ahead of time. We'll also be having a virtual cast party on the 30th to celebrate our final screening. So I attended to do awards for cast that night, virtual awards, and we'll do a toast to the new year, that kind of thing. And I also plan on making a charitable donation in each one of my cast members' names for the charity as well, as a little give back to them for the season. In 2022, 3 kind of things on the burner. So we're looking at another pantomime, and it'll be one of the 3 following. So here's a little teaser. Either Snow White set in Canada with the 7 dwarfs from all different regions of Canada is one, or Jack and the Beanstalk set in Mexico, or a spaghetti western based on Robin Hood. So one of those 3 will be one of the ones I'll be working on for this time next year. But I do want to say that we are blessed to be part of this group here, Christine, and I want to thank you personally for being the host with the most. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, Rosie. So you've got some things you already told us that you're going to be working on in the new year.
Yeah. I guess whatever I didn't finish in the last couple of weeks, I'm going to just move forward. And finish it up, I guess, maybe the last few weeks of this year. And then going into the new year. I think Julian Martin said something about like what his hopes are for the next year. And I kind of am going with that sentiment. I think I have a few solid hopes, and just I think I already mentioned a couple of them, and that I wanted to get down one major feature drama and one feature comedy, sort of just like a solid script, something that I'm satisfied with, and that I have in sort of my portfolio that I can hold on to. Maybe I can sort of pass around to some friends or writer friends, or even someone who's in the industry that might have some leads. So it really depends on how much time I get to focus on that and how long it takes. It can either take a lot longer than expected, or maybe I'll just breeze by. So those two things I think I mentioned in the last meeting about self-publishing possibly. So again, just one thing at a time. And if I can get, a couple of well-made scripts and maybe start on a book and sort of finish a manuscript for that. Yeah, anything else on top of that is amazing. But I'm just going to take it sort of month by month and see where it goes, because really there's a lot of smaller hopes that I have, but I think that the major hopes are kind of just figuring out like sort of what my portfolio and like what I'm going to have in stock for, I don't know, the next step is. And that's it.
Great. And this banged up old man, what's he going to be working on in the new year?
Maybe, I don't know, trying to get not injured. Hello, everybody. I haven't played football, soccer to you guys in over 18 months, and today was my first day back. So, of course, I injured myself on the first freaking day back. So, what can I tell you? So, I hope everyone's well. I actually am wearing red because I'm wearing my England jersey. So it's kind of festive, I guess you could say. So, hope you're all well. Hope you're all staying warm. January, I'm doing a big job in Miami, then going to California for 3 shoots. So that takes care of February. March, I'm going to take off from the university and work the Miami Open. It's kind of like the 5th major in tennis. So I should be able to bank enough money to go and do another shoot. It's either going to happen in Hamilton. Christine, I'm going to have you on set if we go. Because I'm also going to the Hamilton area for a shoot in mid-April. So I may just stay more days and do a flow shoot up there. I'm not sure yet. Also talking to some people about doing a shoot in Duluth, Minnesota. Apparently the county and the city is doing a big kickback. If filmmakers go and work there and hire local crew, you get 50% back. So that's like really tempting to maybe go do a shoot there. Then I'm going to be working the Miami Formula One Grand Prix, one of the biggest sporting events in the world. I heard it's just an insane 3 days. So maybe take some time off, and then in the summer have to do another shoot for Flow. Reason why I'm using the words have to, I'm not sure if I've told people, but I'll tell you now. The most important film festival is moving from Vegas to Santa Monica, California in November. It's 4 days. And they are talking to me about having 1 day to have a whole flow track, which means an incredible way to get our word out there. But I have to have more than the 3 films that I have because they're only 6 minutes long. So I need to shoot 2 more films so that we have at least 5 for the festival come November. So again, as I've said to everybody, keep writing, keep networking, be nice, touch base with me. I mean, I see Pauline and Julian quite a lot with the GymX program, but stay in touch. And if we can continue this in Christine's legacy, I could host March the 7th. It's the one Monday that I'm going to be off. And Anamia called me a couple of days ago and saying that she would host one in February. So good luck next year, everybody. You all guys think about where you were this time last year, and I'm sure you've all moved up, you know, closer to your dream type of thing. So keep it going.
Yeah, Alex, you didn't hear that, you know, my stage 32 coverage, it's 4.5 weeks and I haven't heard back yet.
That's embarrassing. I would ask for my money back. You should write to Jason Murch.
I did.
Good.
Did. And he passed me on to somebody else. And then I emailed them again. I said, I still haven't heard. Now it's 4.5 weeks. And well, she's, you know, trying to get a hold of the producer who's supposed to be giving me the coverage. So
was this Amanda?
Amanda, who emailed me back. I think it was Amanda.
Yeah, because usually she's pretty on the ball. So yeah, I find that embarrassing. Did you read Brian's, the guy I used to work for, the guy that trained me? His coverage, script play readers.
Script play, yeah, the one that you gave us the discount. Yeah, they got it within 3 days. I got the coverage in 3 days. Yeah.
And how was it?
Good. Yeah, 16 pages.
But, Pauline, this is where I get it from Brian, who trained me. I took his course about 2.5 years ago. Yeah, learned a lot. That guy is smart, I'm telling you. That's why I recommend him. Him and Naomi Beatty are the only two people I recommend for coverage. They're the only two people that I personally would pay money for. Well, sorry about that stage 32 thing. That sucks. They're awful. I just deal with them less and less and less.
So myself for 2022, you know, like I said, I'm trying new things, roadmap, writers, career counseling. And then with Pat, I'm in the writer's room at stage 32. I've applied at EFM. We'll see if I get accepted to go to the conference. And Roadmap Writers is having a conference February 7th and 8th. And they said to get the early discount, apply by the 23rd, which is Thursday. So I'm waiting, like I said, my third coverage for my Christmas toy maker, because, you know, I'd like to get those changes done and start sending out in January when they said we can start sending out again to agents and producers and production companies. And I'm finishing off an action thriller at Niagara Falls, and I'm going to continue writing. I haven't got, I think I only got about 30 pages for my teen comedy Pig Out, where they change into, the teens change into pigs and then have to find a way out of it. And then my sci-fi football action thriller. You know, I have to learn about football because I don't know anything about football, but it's mainly the relationships between the two teams and of course, defeating the aliens. So that's the one stuff that I'm going to be working on. And I've almost finished my Martian sci-fi thriller, my novella. So then I have to get editing and coverage for that. And I hate to think how much that's going to be, but that's only in the 20,000 range, not like 120,000 for some novels. So tomorrow you'll get the chat, you'll get the document. You missed that, but you'll get the document, Alex, Protecting Your IP Legacy. And the link to this Zoom meeting, you know, like I said, it's on YouTube. And Alex, you didn't hear, but Roku contacted me. They want to put the series onto their channel. So I gotta read all the leaguees contracts that the paperwork to see what they say, you know, what I can and can't do with the series. I mean, as far as I understand, it's just copying it from one format to another, one channel to another, but we'll see what happens. So you'll have everybody's email who was in this Zoom meeting tonight to keep in touch with. And, you know, whoever, Alex, did you find out who's hosting in January?
I think Shadow had said January, Anime February, myself March.
Do you know what date, January?
Check with Shadow. I
Okay.
believe Shadow had volunteered, but that's up to Shadow. I'm just don't want to say
Okay.
for him.
Right now, it says they asked about the 17th, if that's clear, but I might push it to the 25th, the following
Okay.
week. My seminars are in the evenings, and they're kind of like right in between there, so I just have to double check.
Okay.
Yeah, and also the 17th is Martin Luther King Day, you know, holiday for a lot of people. Plus, it's my birthday.
Oh, happy early birthday.
Thank you. I'll be in Orlando for a meeting with my APs that weekend.
Okay, so have a happy, safe, and healthy holiday season, and keep working on your goals for 2022. You have my email to contact me, and I'll contact you with anything, you know, that I feel appropriate for all your participants. And it's been a great 21 months, you know, hosting this, and so there's all kinds of new possibilities for the new year. So let's, you know, embrace what's good and what's in our future, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so bye. And
Bye.
All right, bye-bye, folks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you all next
care.
year.
See you again.
See you all next year.
Bye.
Ciao, guys.